halfway through Season 6, Mad Racing League. Finds us at Watkins Glen. We got the map top left. Sorry that it's not as sexy looking as it should be. Here we go, green flag. I qualified terrible. I'm way back there in 16th place. We make it through the start finish, heading towards T1. Oh, car in the grass. Oh, we have contact. 3 or 4 cars taken out. Here's my onboard. You can see me try to gauge this start. Watch this car in front of me to the right, this Porsche. He forgets to brake, goes into the grass to avoid contact, hits an innocent bystander. Oh, we have more cars spun out in front. You know, T1's always going to be a little hectic, and I think I gained 5 positions there, 16th to 11th, just like that. Here we are heading towards bus stop, or the inner loop, I should say. Everyone calls turns like this bus stop. Oh, you see me go not quite too wide. This guy actually takes me on the outside. I checked up behind this the car in front of me. Now we're entering the boot. You can see a lot of jockeying for position here. I'm going to get a decent run on the guy that just passed me. Opening laps like this, you have to pass. You have to attack, because if you don't, someone will attack you if you're hesitant. So I get the job done repassing the Ferrari. Now, switching to my hood camera, this is a few laps later. I think this is lap 4. Watch the BMW in front. Whoa, brakes too soon, has a terrible line. To me, this indicates he's just following the other BMW in front of him. He's not actually trying to pass. He's not trying to find an inefficient line. So I see this as an opportunity. The second he brakes, I dive down on the inside. He showed me a lack of confidence, and I'm not going to wait to see how that, wait for him to find that. So that's a great example of attacking at the right time. And it comes from reading your opponent. Around the same time, elsewhere on the track, we have the leader of the GT4 in that black and red car. This is Leo ahead of Steven. Steven gets a better exit out of turn 1, goes for the left while a GT3 passes on the right. Leo does not allow Steven to have access to the next turn. He basically drives straight. What the red car should have done here is he should have tucked into the slipstream of the GT3, but he doesn't. So you can see Leo totally screws up his T1. Steven gets a way better drive. Watch the red car not turn. So post-race, Leo was disqualified from the race, and next race he starts from the back of the grid. Brutal. So here we go. A little farther on, we have 5th place in the GT3, a Porsche losing control, T1. Here it is from the rear camera. This is going to happen when you have a rear axle, rear engine car, and you don't slow down the rear. It's going too fast. It's going to pendulum. It's going to swing. Now look at this awkward moment. We have cars cutting on the inside. There I go. Everyone else behind me goes the other way. Now, if I was this Porsche, I would have backpedaled, and I would have gone right into the other guys. Thankfully, I'm not this guy, but I don't know if I would have made this mistake. He doesn't have a clutch, I guess, so he couldn't spin it, and hits a part of the wall. Looks a bit clumsy. Anyway, a little farther on now, I believe I'm in 8th position. We've got the brothers here, the Beeman brothers, the 2 BMWs, harassing one of the mad racing cars, the Porsche. I'm behind, just kind of see what it took me a few laps to catch up to this pack. So right now, after turn 1, this is full throttle. There is no lifting. I'm able to get alongside, steal the slipstream. Power up through the S's. Now we're going to head down to the inner loop. It's very difficult and challenging to go side by side through here, but hey man, we should be able to do this clean, so I'm going to send it. So I brake there. I maintain that inside line, and I don't throw my car into his. So we both kind of go slower, and you can see the other BMW trying to gain position on me, but it's not enough. But that's great. You can go side by side through these turns. Some people just don't. It's just that you have to. Someone has to yield. You can't both have a right of way. Oh, now we're approaching traffic here. We have 2 GT4s. Look at all this. It's all happening. The 3 of us, we barely make it through, and I tuck in behind this BMW. Look how close I am. I don't use all of my braking on initial input. I have some to play with, a little bit of modulation. Through the heel of the boot into the most challenging turn on the track, an off-camber blind left. I send it into the grass. Oh, I keep the power down, I keep it straight, but if you look at my mirror, what happened behind me? Where'd he go? Picking it up from the rear camera angle. You can see how close I get. Now, my Ferrari has better balance. In these awkward turns, I have more even weight distribution, better power. That BMW, that engine is way up front, that rear axle is way in the back. So when he goes full throttle, even a slight angle to his powertrain, it's going to cause an issue. So kind of watch him follow my line, which is already a reckless line. He's leaning on that back right, still leaning on that back right, still leaning on that back right. You can't do that. Whoa! Oh, there's more contact. Here we'll see these 2 cars split his wreck, but the third guy, this guy, oh, he's broken. He's got front axle damage with the steering abilities. He's got rear axle issues. The pit lane's just over to the right, so if he can make it, another car contact. Oh no. Here we'll see a BMW. He knows there's been accidents. There are cautions waved. He knows the slow car to the left, but how could he expect that was going to happen? He's dead. He died. You can see how broken this GT4 is. Powers up with one. Powers up in the grass and murders this dude. Oh, God. I mean, a funny example of how all of the a comedy of errors can just chain one after the other. All right, moving on. I'm still chasing this BMW through GT4 traffic. Awkward moments here. This is what it's like, you know, trying to weave through. This is the problem solving that makes it fun to have mixed or multi-class racing. Picking things up just before the pit stop. I have an opportunity to get a pass here on this BMW. It seems like I have better tire grip. I'm able to carry more speed through the turns. Look at all this exit velocity. I apply it down the pit straight. Stealing the inside line. He decides to back right out of it like he should and try to maximize his exit because he can't pass me or defend that, but maybe if he goes full throttle, tucks into the stream, maybe he'll be able to attack me up here heading into the inner loop. But I'm wise to this, so I'm going to hold it to the right and then pull to the left just before the braking zone to do a successful block. Perfect execution, but woo, a little sloppy through the through the apexes of the inner loop. I held him off there, but after pit stops and more traffic, he would get past me. All right, so we'll move ahead. 4 laps to go. After the pit stops, that BMW has got back in front of me. Here he is defending the inside line into the inner loop. Pretty good move. I wasn't able to get much exit speed. In fact, I got the Ferrari on my tail. In front of him is a lapped car that will have to yield. First, we've got to make it through this outer loop, this long, kind of a double apex or long apex turn. We'll see that lap car get out of the way. The BMW tries to find his line, but he goes really deep here. I've seen him use that line all race, but with low tire grip from the degradation, very difficult, so I get better exit speed. He pushes me over a little bit. Now I have the preferred line, believe it or not, through this outside uphill turn. Because it's on camber, because I want to have that runoff there for more speed, I'll actually have better exit velocity. You'll see this from the rear wing camera. Now watch how close this gets into the braking zone. Damn. I mean, we're gonna have to see that from a slow-mo. Let's get another angle on this. This is why it's important to have a marker, but also have enough braking available so that you can modulate. I don't think he did. That was all the braking he had, and he almost tagged me. And I think that rattled him a bit, because he's actually, over the next couple laps, he'll lose out to these guys that are behind him. I will, however, hold on to 6th. I will finish in 6th. I was unable to catch this Porsche in 5th. I'd used up all my tires, and the Porsche, I think, is a better car for Watkins. And yeah, it was a great race. But before we ended here, there's one more incident to talk about. Another penalty was handed out to this guy. This is the battle for 3rd, for podium. Here we go, heading up to the inner loop. I showed you that it's possible to battle cleanly here, but these two can't figure it out. I mean, with just a couple laps to go, lots of ego at play here. I think this was a racing incident, but a penalty was handed out here to the number 4 for avoidable contact. Oof, I don't know about that. See you next week.